Well, our next discussion question today is how important is it to know whether your product or service is best suited for Medicaid, Medicare, commercial insurance, or any other delivery model?
This kind of goes back to our first discussion point about really, well, of course, knowing your service offering and the value that it brings, but understanding the audience, understanding the different population groups that are being targeted and the different lines of business. Barry and others have mentioned, I mean, there are so many differences or nuances, right, within each lines of business that if you as a vendor can show proven experience and a robust understanding of that specific line of business, then that will definitely set you apart from another vendor. Whether it's, each state will have so many different nuances for Medicaid, their commercial lines. It's, sometimes even more restrictive than, NCQA standards, for instance. So that specialization is key.
Another point strategically, Faith, is just knowing the market because most of the large insurers are now dipped their hands in all those spaces, and working for some of those large insurers, they don't want a service or a delivery that's only going to work for some of their products, but not work for all of their products. So having your product or your service being able to straddle the line between Medicaid, Medicare, duals, and commercial would be very beneficial, because then the agreement that you have with the insurer would be more seamless, because they could adapt your service for every product line.
Absolutely. So it's not a one-stop shop kind of
Right,
situation.
right.
I agree.
I mean, sometimes, of course, it's impossible, because if you're doing something about billing, consumer billing, that's really not going to work well in Medicaid. And then if also you're not regional, if you're only licensed in certain states, that also won't work well if you're doing something sort of related to care management or authorization, and you only have license in certain states, then that also could be an obstacle.
Right, but that touches on what we talked about in terms of referrals, right? Okay, so you
Mm.
understand exactly what your service offering can solve for, and maybe you're not able to solve for one of the other lines of business. Well, providing a referral to that prospective client or existing client can then have this partnership and provide a robust solution.